Have you ever had a life epiphany while standing in your clothes closet? If you had been standing beside me in my bedroom 2 months ago, now why you would be standing beside me in my bedroom 2 months ago, I have no idea, but just go with me on this. If you'd been standing beside me 2 months ago in my bedroom, you would have seen me go to the closet just like every other business morning. It was a Monday, and I finished my shower, I'm getting ready for work, I open the closet, and rather than ordinarily reaching in for my standard attire, business casual, I stop, and I pause. And I pause for a long time. And in fact, if you had been standing beside me, you probably would have assumed I had gone catatonic, because I was standing there for a long time. I was raised poor in North Carolina. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I am of a generation where you could be raised poor and not actually know you were poor. We weren't bombarded with media messages all the time, reminding us that we were poor. It was just a fact of life. My dad worked in construction, my mom was mostly a homemaker. But I noticed something. In school events, the plays, the fun things we all got involved in, many of my classmates' parents came to work with a tie. They came to work in what I later learned was business attire. Now that's not that unusual, except that that's not what my dad wore. So I got to speaking with several of my classmates and learned some interesting facts. That these gentlemen worked in an office all day, not outdoors. An air-conditioned office. Now that might not seem like much to you, but let me tell you something. In North Carolina, where the forecast every day of the summer is 90 degrees, 90% humidity, chance of afternoon and evening thunderstorms, working in air conditioning is not to be dismissed lightly. In fact, if I were giving this speech in the summer, I would actually challenge you to go online after this speech, check the forecast for Charlotte, North Carolina. I can just about guarantee you, plus or minus a few degrees, 90% humidity, 90 degrees, chance of afternoon or evening thunderstorms. I spent 15 years there. It was the same forecast every single day of the summer. That was an interesting prospect, because my dad worked outdoors all day. He came home hot and sweaty and nasty and stinky. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to be able to work indoors all day? By high school, I had decided I wanted to work as a professional. I had no idea what a professional was. I just knew I wanted to work indoors, wear a tie, and be a professional. Now, it's a kind of a long journey, which I won't bore you with, but 12 years after high school, I finally got my 4-year accounting degree. You're probably curious why it took me 12 years. I have no idea. Just chalk it up to immaturity and let's move on, shall we? But at age 30, I got my 4-year accounting degree, moved west with my lovely wife, and very soon got this job at the power company working as an accountant. Whereupon I wore a suit to work every single day. Couldn't have been happier. But as those of you who work at the power company know, I guess you would say the culture of NV Energy in general, with exceptions of course, is what we would call business casual all the time, unless you happen to be meeting with someone outside. So slowly over the years, after the first 3 or 4 years, I quit wearing my suit every day. Then after another couple of years, I quit wearing my tie on casual Fridays. Then I quit wearing my tie every day. Then I quit tucking in my shirt every day. Now, I never got quite to the point of being a slob at work, but I did wholly embrace the business casual atmosphere and stayed that way for a solid decade or more, unless I was meeting with somebody outside. Which brings me back to 2 months ago. I'm standing there Monday morning looking at a closet full of lovely business ties. Shirts, business shirts that fit me just fine. A whole collection of business pants. All of them black, to be sure, because I have no eye for color and everything works with black. But they're all sitting there, and I'm thinking to myself, am I saving this to donate to a museum? why don't I ever wear this stuff? It was my dream to live and work and dress as a professional every day, and I haven't done it for over a decade. So that morning, for no reason I can tell right now, I put on a tie. And I put on a pair of business slacks and a business shirt, came to work. That was 2 months ago, and I have not shown up to work without a tie on since. I learned something interesting in wearing a tie. This will come as no surprise to any of you. People treat you better when you wear a tie. Waitresses at restaurants give you better tables. More people call me sir. Now, it's partly because I'm old, I'm well aware, but more people are addressing me as sir. You get more smiles from other people. Now, part of it may be because when you dress better, you begin to feel better about yourself. And that leads to another thing. About 3 weeks ago, I started walking in the morning again, something I haven't done for years. Because you start thinking, well, I'm dressing better, maybe I should get a little more fit. Maybe I should improve the whole package, not just the clothes. And as for one other thing, the ladies. Let me tell you something. When you're dressing better, the ladies, I have to tell you, it's going to take a lot more than a tie to help my knot. But it couldn't hurt, right? Now you may be thinking, this is a dress for success speech. And although there's a lot of messages to be had in dressing for success, one of them is once you get used to wearing this again, it's just as comfortable as the business casual wear that you're used to anyway. But not really. The message of this speech is contained in my final 2 questions. My first question is this. As you have gone through the hurly-burly of your life, have you lost sight of any of your dreams? If you have, is there a way you can get them back? Mr. Toast.